שמש דקה ומרפא בכנפיה.
Up until now, Ruth acted in accordance with Naomi's strategy. And it wasn't far from her succeeding that Boaz would wake up and fall to Ruth's seduction and succumb to it. That means behave the same way like his predecessors, Lot, who was an ancestor of Ruth, or Judah, who fell to his daughter-in-law Tamar and who was an ancestor of Boaz. To me, it is important now that the challenge, the temptation for Boaz was real, was overwhelming. He was tempted in every way, actually, as it says about Yeshua, about Jesus in the letter to Hebrews, that Jesus was tempted in every way like us. And what is now interesting, how did Boaz, in his case, overcome these challenges? How did he overcome the hour of temptation without falling? It says here, and Boaz ate and drank, and it was good for his heart. Now, most interpreters say he was drunken. It was too good for his heart. It was too much for him. But already the old rabbis knew that if you drink too much and if you get drunk, then very often what remains in retrospective is a feeling of discomfort, shame, a hangover, at least deep inside. So what they say is, it can't be that he was drunk. And it is Rashi, the medieval German-French rabbi and expositor of scripture, who says that Boaz occupied himself with the Torah. That's what, that his heart was good, it was good for his heart, hints to that Boaz learned the Torah. I leave it to you. It says here, Boaz ate and drank, and that was good for his heart. And then he went to lie down at the end of the heap of grain. And then she came quietly, uncovered his feet, and lay down. At midnight, the man trembled and leaned forward. Most translations say something in that direction, and I showed last time to you that exactly the same grammatical form appears only once in the book of Job, and it doesn't have two good connotations. It goes to nowhere, and it's somebody getting lost. But we can also explain this word in a different manner, in a different way. It's a different grammatical form that it appears in Judges 16, where we have the story of the judge Shimshon. And it is when Samson is there in this house in Gaza after he was blinded by the Philistines, and he grabbed the two pillars of this house. It's the same word there. He grabbed the two pillars and he invested all his strength, all what was left in his power, to grab these pillars and to tear the house down. We sense the tension. we sense that it is a matter of life or death. And you can see this passage or this term here in a way that, like Samson grabbed the two pillars with the last of his strength, Boaz grabs hold of what is there at his feet. He doesn't just bend over. He grabs it. He holds it. He takes control of himself and the situation, and thus he accepts responsibility. He takes responsibility. And behold, a woman lay at his feet. And he said, "Who are you?" Questions of identity constitute a leitmotif in the book of Ruth. And what Boaz did by asking Ruth, "Who are you?" he basically restores her identity. He gives her a chance to say, who do you want to be? Who are you aspiring to be? And he elevates her above a mere sexual object. Instead of taking advantage, he gives her a name. If Judah would have done that with his daughter-in-law Tamar, the whole story would have looked much less embarrassing for him. If Lot would have done the same, or could have done the same with his daughters, the whole of history might have come in a different direction. What is interesting now is that Boaz is doing it here, and we should not forget that the two lines of Lot, through his daughters, through Ruth, and the other line from Judah with Tamar, coming down to Boaz, meet here again. Let's also not forget that according to Jewish interpreters of law, the lack of knowledge in the Tanakh, in the Old Testament, is a moral failure. So if Lot or Judah were not interested to know, they made a mistake. It was a failure, and in the end it was a rejection of their destiny, of their calling. And we see that Judah, for example, by acknowledging Tamar, his daughter-in-law, returned around, went back towards a healthy society. The ultimate object of the book of Ruth is to establish a name for Machlon, to hold his name, to look over it, and to re-establish identity within a society that likes to be anonymous, that likes to be not accountable before the Creator.